Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It looks like NECA is getting ready to show us its Ultramate form. Whatever that means. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Over the past year, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legions, Valaverse, AWOC, Zesray Studios, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy with how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Man, it is a nice, cozy Wednesday morning here. It's kind of cloudy, looks like it's going to rain. I got a few minutes to ramble about something, got some coffee, so we're just going to talk about it. I don't have any notes in front of me. I don't have anything prepared. We're just going to turn on the camera and we're just going to start rambling and we're going to see what happens. I really want to talk to you guys about the splash that NECA made this week on Instagram by announcing their Ultramate line. Now, condom joke logos aside, what is this? Nobody knows. We don't know what this means. It just says that their post said something, and I'm paraphrasing, like that in 2014, NECA set the industry standard or something like that with introduce the world to Ultimate action figures, and we're revolutionizing the toy industry again with our new, we're taking things to the next level with our new Ultramate line. They even had to like put a little pronunciation thing on there so we would know that it's not Ultramate or Ultramate, it's Ultramate, like Ultimate, but it's Ultramate. If you have to come out the gate explaining how to say or pronounce your name as a company, then you've already done something wrong. I remember, I'm old enough, being 50 years old, that I remember when Hyundai first made their splash in the car market in like the late 80s, early 90s. There was a whole entire campaign about how to pronounce, you know, the name of the car, Hyundai or whatever. It was a whole thing introducing the Western market to this new car brand. I just think it's kind of a failure, you know, in a marketing sense, if you have to explain how to say something. They could have easily called this their Ultra line instead of their Ultimates, you know, and explained the hierarchy of Ultra, Ultimate, whatever. What does this mean, though? Beyond the name, what does it mean for their action figures? What does it mean? So, well, let's take a look at what NECA means right now when they say they're putting out a new Ultimates figure, an Ultimate version of whatever. Ghostface, Terminator, Predator. What does that mean? Right now, NECA is 7 inches. It means mostly single joints, arms and knees. Sometimes we'll get a double joint here or there, but we kind of have made, you know, lots of fun of how NECA does handle knees, going so far back as like the April O'Neil figure from their Ultimate Ninja Turtles line, the movie line, or you know, even for the upcoming deck figure from Predator Badlands, they just can't seem to get knees, double jointed knees down pat. They don't have like a tried and true system in place yet. Their paint apps are always great. I have no complaints with paint apps. Their Accessories, like what they choose to pack in with their figures, is always on point. That's always great. Articulation is questionable. Quality can sometimes be questionable. Joint strength, integrity can sometimes be questionable. Facial expressions, number of heads that come with the figure, is always questionable. Sometimes NECA kills it, and sometimes they miss the mark completely. As far as price goes, we know that an Ultimates figure is going to be anywhere on the low end from $37.99 to anywhere on the high end of being $44.99. Bigger, larger figures are going to be like $59.99. It's just, they're kind of all over the place. But if we had to like nail down like an MSRP, I think it's going to come around that $39.99 mark. So, availability, NECA sells their Ultimates on their own website, which buy at your own risk, because NECA's shipping and warehouse department, their shipping and fulfillment department, is extremely spotty. When you order directly from NECA, orders can take weeks to ship out. Orders have been shipped out completely incorrectly. I know in my own friend group, I've had several friends whose packages arrive with half of their order and half of like random things thrown in their boxes. Then they have to fight to get the rest of their order. Missing orders, people getting other people's orders altogether. We know about the debacle with shipping out Donatello's lab playset thing, where they shipped 2 to like a lot of people and then tried to bully everybody into returning them. I mean, let's hope that whatever they're doing to ultrafy their Ultimates line, that they can at least get their shipping and fulfillment and customer service level up to Ultimates or Ultramate level. We need that. So figures are available on NECA.com. They're available at Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Target, Walmart. You can find them at retail at Target and Walmart, and of course your specialty stores, of course Amazon. So that's what an Ultimates figure means today, right? In the end of April of 2026. So what can we expect if they're taking things to the next level? What can we expect? Where are things, like how do they level that up? So let's kind of talk, I guess maybe expectations, general expectations across the board. Let's start with price, because I do think this means that they're going to start offering a product at a much higher price point. We're going above Ultimate, like if they were to come out and say this is going to be quote unquote like our Silver Series or our, I was going to say Plasma Series, but dang, that's kind of taken by Ghostbusters, right? Like if they were, trying to say something that didn't sound like it was going above Ultimate, then I would think, oh, maybe this is a lower price point, something that's going to focus on retail, things like that. I don't think that's where they're heading. I think they're trying to get us ready for a premium offering. So what does that look like? I think that at a bare minimum, these are going to be figures that are coming in at I'm guessing $59.99, $69.99, $75, $80. So quality level, what can I expect? I kind of feel like this is NECA reaching for that SH Figure Arts, Mafex, maybe Mezco 1/12 Collective level. I think that probably Mezco 1/12 Collective is probably a really good indicator of where this is going. This may be NECA's attempt at filling that Mezco 1/12 Collective space with their offerings, with what they offer. So what would they be offering, at this price point? Well, I'm hoping that it means a lot of hand options, multiple head options, different facial expression options, things like that. Maybe, I mean, their paint is always on on point. Their sculpts are always on point. How can you upgrade that? Maybe locking into a, double jointed elbow, double jointed knee, drop down hips, ball peg wrists, bringing some more industry standard level articulation to their figures. Probably maybe premium soft goods, cut and sew with appropriate sized stitching, wired soft goods, kind of standard across the board where applicable. That's the kind of stuff that I'm assuming that we're going to get. Also, assuming that that's what we're going to get, I can't see a space for this line at retail. I cannot see a version of this that you're going to go into Walmart or Target and find these figures on pegs at that price point, at the $60, $70, $80 price point. I think I was saying this to a friend of mine the other day, that I think parents are probably woefully like ignorant of the prices that we collectors pay, right? Like they're probably feeling the pinch. Like I have a neighbor who has a 4-year-old son, and I bring action figures out all the time for him to check out. And so I've talked with his dad. He's a young dad many times. And he's like, man, like these Marvel Legends figures that I buy for my son, man, they're really expensive. He goes, I used to get them for like $20. Now they're like near 30. And I'm like, tell me about it. Let me sit back while you explain to me the intricacies of the pricing market. I was like, yeah, it's crazy. Like you guys feel it, but we feel it a lot. We see it every day. You guys are seeing it, whenever it's time for a birthday gift. Man, my coffee filter. Come on, guys. Somebody hit me up and let me know when I do that. So I can't imagine, like that would just be sticker shock if somebody went into, like a Target or Walmart and saw a figure hanging on the pegs or sitting on the shelf for like $70, $80. I think they'd be like, what? What is happening? So I can't imagine that these are going to be figures that are going to be made available at Walmart and Target. Maybe their websites, but definitely not in stores. This may be a situation where this is going to be an online only product. It might be a situation where NECA takes this in-house and makes this an online exclusive, like to the NECA store, sort of like Mezco 112. Some of their figures are exclusively to Mezco's site. Some go up at the same exact time or an hour later on like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. I can imagine that they do something like this. I really hope they do not go the Hasbro Pulse route or the, Club Grayskull route and decide to make this, or like Hasbro Pulse, make this like a NECA store exclusive, like a membership that you have to pay for every year in order to have access to order these figures. I could see them very much so launching something like that. But for that to happen, like you have to have the behind the scenes infrastructure in place. You have to have like an on point customer service department. You have to have an on point shipping and handling department, warehouse storage department, fulfillment center, logistics. Like you have to have all of that stuff in line. And I just don't know if NECA's infrastructure behind the scenes is like that. We've all heard the rumors of, them scaling down and scaling back. And, then there's management rumors. Who's running the show? Who's steering the ship? Like there's a lot of questions in the toy world about NECA, and, their prices are going up. What they're packing in is kind of like the quality, what you're getting in return is going down. So I'm looking at this as a step in the right direction. I'm looking at this as them sort of course correcting and getting things back on track. And I wish them the best because I think that they're a really good toy company. I have purchased many NECA figures. I am still the owner of many NECA figures. And I want them to do well because I like to be able to go into toy stores and buy their stuff, whether that be at retail or like a specialty comic book store or whatever. But the infrastructure's got to be there. You got to be able to back up these promises, or it's gonna crash and burn. So let's kind of talk about what I hope it does mean, because I want to end this on being kind of hopeful. So what do I hope that this does mean? Here's what I would very much like for this to mean. Okay. So for me to jump in on this, it's all going to come down to what figures they're offering, how they're packing them out, the price point, the size. I really hope this means that NECA is going to make a shift to 6-inch scale figures. That would be fantastic. I think that's kind of unlikely. I think they're probably going to stay at the 7-inch scale because the way that I understand that licensing works in the US is that licenses are kind of locked to a scale and a size. So like there is nobody allowed in the US to sell 6-inch scale Star Wars action figures except for Hasbro. So like if, say for instance, Hasbro licensed out Star Wars to Super 7. Super 7 would probably not make reaction figures because Hasbro already is putting out 3 3/4-inch figure, 4-inch scale figures. They would have to make it an Ultimates, and it'd have to be at like 7-inch scale. It couldn't be at 6-inch, right? So like that's kind of how the licensing works, at least in the US. Now Mafex and SH Figure Arts, they're making 6-inch scale Star Wars action figures, but they're not sold in the US. They have to be imported, right? So you're going to pay import fees and all that. So they're sold at Big Bad Toy Store, but they have to be imported. So no US based, they can't have like an official distribution. Like there can't be an SH Figure Arts store or a Mafex store that sells these things like in America. I think if they did go 6-inch, then that's going to lock them out of some IPs they may be wanting to go after. So I hope it means they're going 6-inch. That's what I would like to see, but they probably won't. I would like to see, like, if we're talking about that $70, $80, $90 price point, getting on up there, I hope that means that we're going to be getting something in the neighborhood of Mezco 1/12 Collective figures. I hope that means we're going to get, premium soft goods, new bodies, new articulation. Maybe they can develop like a proprietary buck and start putting that out. I think that would be great. I hope that these do not become a NECA store exclusive, unless they can partner with some shipping companies and get some lower prices. I absolutely hate when I have to order something directly from McFarlane Toys. Thankfully, it's been very few and very far between, because I don't like paying their, $17, $18, $20, shipping price to get 4 3 3/4-inch figures. Like that's ridiculous to me. So I'm hoping that's, we're not doing that. I hope these are readily available, and not, something else I think would be really cool for NECA, because NECA has seemingly always been a company that chases IPs, and then sometimes doesn't like to admit when they've lost them, like with Ninja Turtles. Clearly they still retain the rights to make some movie figures. They're still doing that, and they're still doing the Ninja Turtle cartoon. But like, as far as like, I think Playmates has taken a tighter rein, or whoever now owns, because I know that shifted last year, right? Too, like, so now somebody else is the primary license holder for for Ninja Turtle toys. So I would like them to do something like Mezco and start their own line, their own IP, like Mezco does with, Gomez or the Rumble Society. or the Pink Skulls or whatever their Doc Nocturnal line. Like, I would love to see NECA develop their own in-house brand and start putting out some of that stuff. That would be really fantastic. I would love to see that. That's kind of like where I am with this. I don't really know. Again, this is all pure speculation on my part. I don't have inside information. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just, these are my thoughts. Scott and I are probably going to explore this a little bit more on our next episode of Across the Toyverse, which is our podcast, comes out wherever you get your podcasts. Please check it out. We'll be discussing it more there. And but I want to know your thoughts. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think this means. What do you want to see? Like, what are some things that you would like for this to mean for you, to pique your interest and have you probably take a second or third look at this? Let me know, and then we can take some of those comments and talk about them on our podcast. So speaking of podcasts, please check out Across the Toyverse. It's a lot of fun. There's not a lot of audio toy podcasts out there. Most of them are live streams. So, I don't know if this is, toy podcasts are going away, action figure podcasts are going away. I know the Yes Have Some crew is crushing it. Congrats to them on Cryptids being successfully funded on Kickstarter. I backed that. So I'm really proud of those guys. And be sure to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the Toy House.